Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video marks the 1-year anniversary of this channel. Huge thanks to all of my subscribers. I can't believe we hit 3,000 in less than a year. I also wanted to give my most humble thanks to all of my patrons. It means the world to me that you would support me and allow me to build decks for you. To celebrate, we're going to build 2 decks today. One, a $100 budget option, and the other, a not-so-budget option. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Thalia and the Gitrog monster is a new legendary creature from the upcoming set, March of the Machines. For 4 mana, we get a 4/4 legendary human frog horror with First Strike and Death Touch. Additionally, we may play an additional land on each of our turns. Creatures and non-basic lands our opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Not to be outdone, whenever Thalia and the Gitrog monster attack, we sacrifice either a creature or a land, then draw a card. So we've got Stacks, the nastiest keyword pairing in Magic. No, seriously, this is the 4th time in the history of Magic that both First Strike and Death Touch have been on a creature. Ramp, and Card Advantage all in the same card. But the word that caught my attention was Sacrifice. I love Aristocrats decks. So that's what we're building. Now, I said that the budget version was only $100, but Thalia and the Gitrog monster is currently pre-ordering for $30, so I didn't include that in the calculation. Longtime viewers will know that Aristocrat decks have 3 necessary parts: sacrifice outlets, creatures to sacrifice, and payoffs. The deck is very synergistic in nature, but without all 3 pieces on board, we're not doing much. So we'll want a lot of card advantage to churn through our deck. And since we may sometimes be sacrificing lands when Thalia and the Gitrog monster attack, we'll want to look at some ways to play lands from the graveyard. But before we get into our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Broker's Hideout, Cabaretti Courtyard, Maestro's Theater, Obscura Storefront, Riveteer's Outlook, Myriad Landscape, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, Snowfield Sinkhole, Woodland Chasm, Arctic Treeline, Sunlit Marsh, Haunted Mire, Radiant Grove, Bajuka Bog, 4 Plains, 7 Swamps, and 8 forests. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Ramming Up Excavator, Perennial Behemoth, Conduit of Worlds, World Shaper, Sakura Tribe Elder, Solemn Simulacrum, Burnished Heart, Farseek, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, and Migration Path make up our mana ramp package. Laisa Forgotten Archangel, Moldervine Reclamation, Smothering Abomination, Eternal Witness, Timeless Witness, Plumb the Forbidden, Deadly Dispute, Harmonize, Phyrexian Arena, Read the Bones, and Sign in Blood make up our card advantage package. Butcher of Malakir, Swords to Plowshares, Disenchant, Fracture, Return to Nature, Mythos of Nethroi, Vindicate, Hero's Downfall, and D-Spark make up our spot removal package. Cleansing Nova, and Dam. both of which are flexible and not too expensive. The Saraseer, Cartel Aristocrat, Krav the Unredeemed, Carrion Feeder, and Woe Strider all allow us to sacrifice our tokens as needed. Zulaport Cutthroat, Sir Conrad the Grim, Bastion of Remembrance, Cruel Celebrant, Poison Tip Archer, Ellis Ilcor, Sadistic Pilgrim, Vindictive Vampire, Corpse Knight, Dina Soulsteeper, Vito Thorn of the Dusk Rose, and Sanguine Bond. I know the last three aren't exactly payoffs for when a creature dies, but they basically double the triggers on the rest, allowing for more damage to be dealt. Teysa Karloff to help double up all our death triggers. And for token generation, we've got Regna the Redeemer, March of the Multitudes, Avenger of Zendikar, Rampaging Baloths, Felidar Retreat, Court of Grace, Oketra's Monument, Arasta of the Endless Web, and Chatterfang's Squirrel General. Now that we have our deck list, we can compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. Right on target. 12 pieces of card advantage counting our commander. 9 pieces of spot removal. 2 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate. 1 sudden I win card in March of the Multitudes. Because March of the Multitude is both an instant and has Convoke, we can easily use it to make a ton of tokens. And then if we have at least 2 of our payoffs on board, we can sacrifice all those tokens to close out the game very quickly. Additionally, since Thalia and the Gitrog monster allow us to play an extra land per turn and give us the opportunity to sacrifice lands in order to draw cards, I wanted the ability to play lands from our graveyard. There weren't a lot of options in this budget range, but I was able to include a few. That being said, some of us don't want to play with a budget list. Some of us want a bit higher power in our commander games. Feel free to mix and match between the budget list and this list to find your ideal game of Commander. But this is the one I'll be building. I present to you No Budget Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Westvale Abbey, Field of the Dead, Marsh Flats, Verdant Catacombs, Windswept Heath, Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire, Misty Rainforest, Indatha Triome, Godless Shrine, Overgrown Tomb, Temple Garden, Vault of Champions, Undergrowth Stadium, Bountiful Promenade, Shattered Sanctum, Deathcap Glade, Overgrown Farmland, Isolated Chapel, Woodland Cemetery, Sunpetal Grove, Snowfield Sinkhole, Woodland Chasm, Arctic Treeline, Sunlit Marsh, Haunted Mire, Radiant Grove, Bajuka Bog, 1 Plains, 3 Swamps, and 2 Forests. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Farseek, Sakura Tribe Elder, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Burgeoning, Exploration, Ramanup Excavator, Crucible of Worlds, Pitiless Plunderer, Revel in Riches, and Smothering Tithe make up our mana ramp package. Skull Clamp, Luminous Broodmoth, Liliana Dreadhorde General, the Gitrog Monster, Demonic Tutor, Enlightened Tutor, Laisa Forgotten Archangel, Moldervine Reclamation, Smothering Abomination, and Phyrexian Arena make up our card advantage package. Anguished Unmaking, Assassin's Trophy, Grave Pact, Dictate of Erebos, Swords to Plowshares, Dam, Fracture, Return to Nature, Mythos of Nethroi, and Vindicate make up our spot removal for the deck. The Meathook Massacre and Toxic Deluge. Two of the best in the game, and one is basically a win con for this deck. Viscera Seer, Cartel Aristocrat, Krav the Unredeemed, and Yawgmoth Thrawn Physician make up our sacrifice outlets. Zulaport Cutthroat, Sir Conrad the Grim, Bastion of Remembrance, Cruel Celebrant, Poison Tip Archer, Ellis Il-Kor Sadistic Pilgrim, Vindictive Vampire, Corpse Knight, Dina Soul Steeper, and Vito Thorn of the Dusk Rose make up our payoffs. Regna the Redeemer, Ophiomancer, Elenda the Dusk Rose, Bellageos Witherbloom, Tendershoot Dryad, March of the Multitudes, Oketra's Monument, and Chatterfang Squirrel General make up our token generators. Anointed Procession, Parallel Lives, and Mondrak Glory Dominus to double all of our token generation. Divine Visitation works wonders with all of our token generators, and Teysa Karloff helps our aristocrats close out games much faster. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 36 lands and 15 pieces of ramp. 11 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 10 pieces of interaction. 2 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate. 1 sudden I win card in the Meathook Massacre. Assuming we have the correct board state, a large enough Meathook Massacre could wipe out the entire table. This version of the deck is a lot more powerful, doubling all of our tokens, tutors to find the exact cards we need, changing our tokens into 4/4 angels, forcing our opponents to sacrifice creatures every time we sacrifice one. This deck has it all. I'm looking forward to see how this deck plays in paper. This set is very exciting for me, and I can't wait to see what other pairings WotC comes up with. Which ones are you excited to see? Which one of the spoiled ones are you most excited by? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to Tomato to Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Phoenix of Ice, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Brian, Josh, Sean, Zach, and Alton. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.